Hi, this is Jonathan and welcome to TeX Tutorials. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to typeset files with spaces in the file names, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of the auxiliary files without having to manually drag them to the trash can. To do this, I'm just going to show you in the beginning a demonstration. We'll use my template here, and I will save it as I love science or something, whatever, just to show you that I can typeset this with spaces in the file name, no problem. There we go. And you'll notice that none of the auxiliary files appeared on the desktop. It's just the text file and the PDF, which is convenient for organization. Also, these files are searchable with just the normal Mac search engine because there's spaces and nothing else in the file name, or not the underscores, I mean. Anyway, to do this, we use a script called, I called it xelatex.py. It's using the Python programming language. And this programming language is pretty convenient because of these things called modules, which are loaded right here. Let's go from the top. So this is just a keyword that says, hey, this is the interpreter we're going to use. It's just good to put that on the top of any script in case you're not familiar with scripts. That's just the path of the Python interpreter. It's actually not the path of mine, but it's like the default Mac. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And then we import a few things. These are like the equivalent of latex packages in Python, and they provide various functions. In line 5, we specify the option for an argument, so the output directory. And then we say, well, if the output directory isn't specified, then we're going to create a default one. And I just put one under, I made a new folder called temp, and that's where I put everything. Then on this line, basically what we're doing is we're setting some defaults. We're saying, is there an argument specified? No. And then we can change it down here to true if this condition is met. The output directory, we're setting it by default to none. These are just default settings. Those don't do anything. So then we say for every argument that was used, and if you don't know what an argument is, those are just anything that I type in here. So if I say, hello, my name is, then we have argument. We have 4 arguments. They are indexed by Python. This would be argument 0, 1, 2, and 3. That's what that is, so you know. And we are saying if an argument starts with this variable, and we set the variable to this, so in other words, if this exists, then we're going to set the argument specified variable to true right here. And then we're going to basically grab the path, because after this output directory, it's something that's built into LaTeX, so you can specify where the file would get outputted to instead of it being outputted by default to, like if I typeset this file, normally everything gets outputted to the same folder, in this case the desktop, as the file. But you can optionally, we're going to take advantage of the fact that you have this option to specify somewhere else, and we're specifying this temp directory, so that way all the files get spit out to a temp folder. And then we move the resulting PDF back to the same folder, of the containing folder of the text file. That's how the magic is done. So anyway, let's go on and have a look at this. So the output directory, we split it based upon this character, which is the equal sign, and we grab, remember I told you Python indexes starting with 0, so we're grabbing actually the second argument, in this case not an argument, but the second piece of this phrase. Everything after the equal sign. This basically makes the equal sign function like a space. They call that delimiters, your delimiter. Anyway, moving on. If the output directory is none, then just use the default one, which is this. This is pretty much, that's what it's going to be. This stuff doesn't matter too much. Okay, here we specify a few variables. We want the text file. We do have spaces in the file name. This is notes that I made. Then I created two variables actually, one for the name without the extension and one for the name of the extension. Then I created the path variables. So we have the PDF path and then the PDF file name. I split that from the path with no extension. And then we say if there's no path, then grab the path of the original file. Okay, and then this one just basically makes sure that the extension is .tex. So if I tried typesetting this file, which why would I do that? But if I did, it would fail. And then the other thing we have to do is we have to make sure that the output directory, which remember we specified that, we said the output directory is equal to the default output path, which is equal to this. If this does not exist, then we create it. This is just to avoid problems when we run the script. So we use this command to make it. We say make directory, output directory. Then we can put our command together, and I sort of hack this together. We've got command as our variable, equals, and then this is the whole latex command that you could manually type in with our variables, output argument. I've used some quotations here to make sure you can put spaces in the file names, because if I put like hello and then my name is, this would be argument 0 and this would be argument 1 because the quotes are around it. So that's what these quotes here are doing, is making sure that that's the magic of how we can put spaces in the file names and consider it one argument. And then we actually run the command using os.system, and then putting the command in there between the parentheses. And then we're done actually, except for one thing. Remember, we put all of the output into this temp folder. We want to move the PDF back to the desktop. So to do that, we need the source and destination of the file. The source, we use this command here, the output directory, and then we add the name of the PDF files because it's .pdf. We're just reconstructing the path of the original of the file in the temp folder. And then we generate a new path where we're going to move it to here by saying, okay, I want you to, what are we doing here? PDF path. The PDF path was it grabs the path of the original text file. So we just created that as our destination. And then this stuff you don't need. That's just for me. What this does is just this print command prints some like kind of like a log so I can see what's going on. It just says, hey, this command was run and this was the output and blah, blah, blah. It's just for debugging purposes, but you can use it if you want. And then we actually have to move the file. So I said if, oh, no, you know what this is? This is if, for example, if I typeset this again, this file's already here and it's going to give me an error when I try to move the new PDF over. So we delete it. That's what this does. Remove the PDF file at the destination. And this is the actual move command, which I have after that, such that this is never a problem. It's always going to check first if this exists. Then we do the move. It moves PDF from source to the destination, and that's it. You're done. And that's your script. So as far as TeXShop is concerned, you just have to go to your settings, and you have to go here to program, and under latex, this will replace your standard latex. So you have these different options. I replace the latex command, and I type in the path, users Jonathan desktop, xelatex.py, and then here are a few arguments that I put in there, like line error. It supports arguments, so you can use all the, if you're familiar with all the different arguments that are that you can use with xelatex typesetting, you can put them in here, and that's it. And it will automatically use this engine, this one right here, when you typeset. Do it again and make sure it works. And there you have it. It's there again. So that's how you can typeset files with spaces in their names. Okay, thanks for your attention, and I'll see you next time.